What's going on, guys? It's Lewis here with Crypto Leet, and welcome to another market update video. This is going to be a good one because a lot of coins are coming into their ideal buy zones. So I'm going to be buying, and I'm going to be sharing with you where I'm going to be buying. Not going all in by all means, but at least 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5% of my portfolio, of my long-term investment portfolio account, and a lot more for my trading account so that I could get in, stack my orders, and then hopefully get out on a bounce up. So there is a lot to look forward to. I think we should just jump right into it. So let's roll the intro and then get it. All right, so you already know how we do it around here. We start off with the big macro outlook, and then we go down to the actual charts. From last week, things were not looking good. The macro outlook looked absolutely terrible. SPY looked incredibly shaky. The dollar looks super strong, or looked super strong. Fundamental indicators, none were at the levels where I wanted them to be. The interest in crypto has gone very, very low. There's a lot less activity on the markets. Also, I talked about identifying the trend. If it's in a range, then we could range for a very long time. I also said that you should fade breakouts with higher confidence, trading the bigger overall trend. So basically, when we're in a downtrend overall, and then we start trending sideways and being in a range, the best thing to do is to actually fade the breakouts to the upside and start shorting them. And that's what I'm going to be doing if we end up going in a range for a while. Also, I'll probably long the dips if there is a break in the bottom part of the range. Anyway, the reason you want to do that is because you want to follow the bigger overall trend. Then I went into what areas I'm going to look to go into ETH, and I'll do that again, this market update for you. And also, I'll be looking at different coins. Some coins were not correlated, so those were mostly the those were mostly the coins that had narratives around them, such as Luna or Tron or other coins that were really had the big narrative plays. And also, I want to start doing bots, so I will make another video on that. And I also want to go into my investment account and do an investment account update. So in this video, I'll do my trading account update and a little bit of my investment. And then in the next video, I'll do another big investment account update. So let's get to it. CBBI, I always start off with this. This is the Bitcoin Bull Run Index. It's at 28 right now, not where I want it to be in order to go in, because for me, I go in when the CBBI is at 20% or lower, and or 15% or lower. Right now it's at 28, so it's not quite there yet. But this does take into account all of these other metrics, which is very cool. So it's a cumulative type of indicator, but you can't really do anything with it. Pi cycle top indicator, I don't need to go over that because it's not the top. This is for tops, but it's obviously not the tops. It might be near the bottom though. Maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? But that's why I go over these, because all of these different indicators help me get a much more objective stance on the market. Going on to the MVRVZ score, is it in the green? Not quite. It has not quite hit 0 yet, so I don't want to be jumping in super heavy right now. I would love to wait for it to get to 0 at least. And then the R hodl ratio, R hodl ratio, not in the green either. So this has some room to go down, just like all the other ones do. Also, Bitcoin rainbow price chart, it's in the accumulation zone. Really would love to see it in the buy zone. If it's going to be in the buy zone, that's about $26,000. And that's my buy price for me going all in, selling everything that I have. By the way, if you are interested in a waterfront property in Brickell in Miami, Florida, that allows for unlimited rentals and Airbnbs, and Bitcoin happens to fall to $26,000, hit me up, because I'm going to sell that and then I'm going to buy Bitcoin. So if you want to be part of that deal, just hit me up, but only if Bitcoin falls down below 26,000. Otherwise, I'm keeping that. Next up, we got the Fear and Greed Index. What do we have? We have 26 9 hours. Wait, what? There's the Dogecoin Fear, Greed, and Index. When the heck did they start this? Okay, so I guess Dogecoin has its own Fear and Greed Index. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, can't believe there are people on Twitter who are still not following Bitcoin Fear. How do we fix that? Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is 11 extreme fear. Current market, $34,000. Very, very interesting. Well, I just went back to the charts and it is now at 333333. It's at $33,333. Oh my God. That is definitely above the $34,000 where it was when the Fear and Greed Index was 11. However, ding, 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 ring the bell. I wish I had someone that could just like put the bell notification on or something like that. Other than you put the bell notification on so that you can like and subscribe to all these videos. But the bell notification I'm talking about is the ring the bell. Fear and Greed Index is under 11. And what do I have in my parameters for the Fear and Greed Index? Under 15 is an automatic buy. Under 15 is an automatic buy? Well, that was 10 hours ago. What is it now? Let's scroll down. It's still at 11. Okay, well, that's an automatic buy. So I'm going to be buying Bitcoin. It's an automatic buy for me. Yo, guys, so I'm doing this market update. As you just saw, I have bought a bunch of Bitcoin because of the Fear and Greed Index, but a bunch of other coins are hitting some supports. Like I just looked at Mana, and I could see that this is hitting a very, very big support right now. I was looking at DOT, and I saw that DOT was actually fell below the gigantic support zone. I guess I should have actually went like this and put this down there. But regardless, DOT's hitting a very key pivotal point right now as well. Plus, there looks to be a formation. Let me do this so that you can see it better. Of a bullish. There you go. So bullish indicator right here on the RSI, a bullish divergence where it was very low, and then the divergence is moving up, so it's a higher than down here, and the price is lower than where it was back here. So that's a bullish divergence on the RSI, along with what looks to be a bullish divergence on the MACD. This is low, this is higher, and this is even higher. So I am buying a little bit, just a small amount of DOT. I bought a bunch of Bitcoin, or I'm buying a bunch of Bitcoin. So what I'm doing right now is I'm stacking my orders in. So I actually just bought at 33,333. Then I bought more at 33,200, and then more at 33,100, 33,000, just 33,000, and then I have a lot more down at 32,500, all the way down to 30,500, right? So, and actually even below that, I'm basically just stacking in orders at a time and continually lowering my buy-in price as the price drops. And that way I'll have a very decent buy-in price, and then I could simply sell on a bounce up. The only issue to that is if we have a gigantic 10% well, actually I'm not putting in so much that I won't be able to afford it, because I could afford a 12% candle drop. Let's say it drops another 12%. So from where I started buying it, right around here, down, and it drops 10%. My average buying price might be like right around here, and I would fully expect there to be a pump after, essentially that would be a 25% drop if it does drop all the way down there, right? Another 12%. So that's why I stack my orders in. I just continually stack my orders in, lowers my average buying price, and then I'll get out on a bounce. However, I don't stack 100% of my portfolio in. I only stack small amounts, but I stack enough of it so that it becomes substantial if there is a big enough drop. So that's exciting, because a lot of stuff is actually happening like right now. I'm getting a bunch of alerts I got one for DOT, I got one for Mana, I got one to UOS. So I'll click on UOS. This is a major support for UOS. So I'm stacking in my orders here down from where it is right now. Oh, excuse me, UOS USDT. From where it is right now down, you know, another like 5% or so, because not only on the USD chart, OAS is Ultra is coming into a nice support, but UOSBTC, but on the actual chart against Bitcoin, it's coming into a really nice support. So when you could get a coin that has good support against both Bitcoin and UST or USDT, that's what you really want to get into. All right, so I'm going back to the market update. Sorry for that little, I guess, detour there, but I'm back at the market update, and we're going to go over the total market cap. So last time I did the total market cap, I said that I wanted to buy when it got down to $878 billion for all of the market cap, excluding Bitcoin. And if you press the play button, you could see that we did come down to my buy zone level. So that's another confluence of why I'm buying right now. And then we have the total market cap for all of cryptocurrencies. And I said that I would really want to buy if it came down to $1.524 trillion. And if we press the play button, you can see, bam, it smashed all the way down, and it lost billions and billions and billions of dollars. And now it's all the way down below my buy zone. So to me, that's starting to be a really good buy price. The only way that I see this really dipping much lower is if there's some catastrophic event, which I mean, you don't know if there ever is, but I'm comfortable enough right now to buy for a potential bounce, and then I'll sell again and try to buy in the most down at 1.227 trillion. That's where I really want to be going in heavy down there. But I'm definitely getting some right now, so that's part of the game plan. And so now I think we could go into the actual trading view and take a look at this. So like I mentioned, I start out with the total market cap, and I said I wanted to buy here. I did. It went up. I sold. Then I want to scalp here. I did a bunch of scalps. It was great. And now it is down into my buy zone for some swing trades. So I could delete this, and I can delete this. And yeah, I mean, look at how far away it is from the exponential moving averages. So I do think that we can see a larger bounce. Normally I take my profits at 1 to 3%, but now I'll probably continue. I don't know. I'll take it at 3%, maybe 4, maybe 5% right now from what I'm getting in now. However, I do want to make it clear that I'm not just going all in with my buys. I'm stacking my orders. So let's say I have $50,000 I want to put into a trade. I'll put $10,000 in here, or I'll put $10,000 in, and I'll put $10,000 in, $10,000 in, 10,000, and I'll have orders for $10,000 down here and $10,000 down here. So it could still drop some, and I most likely won't get completely filled. However, if I do get completely filled, then that's great. But it definitely lowers the risk that I take. So I make sure that my risk per trade is not super high in the beginning, but if it reaches down there, then maybe my risk per trade will go up to like 3% or 5% or something like that. But that's if it drops pretty significantly. And if it does that, then my average buying price will be down significantly too. So it works out pretty fine. So let's take a look at the crypto total market cap for all altcoins, and this one looks real bad, but it is at the 123.6 fib. So potential bounce from here. This is this entire zone. I should have probably put this down just a tad. This is my buy zone for my short-term swing trade. Same thing, same thing as the total 2. So I guess what I should do is, where is the arrow? I should put an arrow, moving up, and I'm going to save this. All right, now let's look at the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum. It looks basically like the market cap of all of cryptocurrency. And you can see as soon as it broke through here, I became super bearish. Whereas my buy zone would be right there at the previous wick low, which also corresponds with this entire zone down here. So this is my, let me get rid of that. This is my big buy zone for BTC. Yeah, BTC and ETH market cap, it's touching it, and this, you know, corresponds perfectly with what I'm saying. Touches this, and I'm going to be averaging down into this big buy area for a bounce. Then I will be selling, and I will sell the bounce, and then I will hopefully buy back a little bit here, but then I'll try to buy back more down here after that. Let's look at the Ethereum, strictly Ethereum. Remember beforehand, last video, look at last video. In fact, I should put that video in here. Basically last video, I said it was going to come up here, get rejected hard. I said this, so I said it so perfectly. And look at that. It's down, you know, 30%, whatever, 20%. Yeah, 20% from right here, exactly where I said it was going to do it, exactly as predicted. And ooh, this is my Ethereum market cap. This is where I really want to be buying. So, this is a little troublesome because I would much rather be buying down here than right here, if I'm being in all honest when it comes to Ethereum. However, I could still see a bounce. Look at how far away we are from these EMAs. When it comes to EMAs act like rubber bands. The further far away you get from them, the more stretchy the rubber band is, and the more it wants to come back and pop back to the EMAs. So I do think we will get at least a small bounce from this level. Besides, this level does seem to be a liquidity zone underneath this wick and this big support that was right here. I'm sure a bunch of people bought right here, and then they had their stops right here, you know, underneath. So they're probably getting stopped out right now. The best zone, though, is definitely down here. This is definitely the best zone to buy. But that's why I'm not going all in right now, but I am buying right now. Just some, you know. Let's look at the dominance levels. Dominance levels for altcoins coming down. Dominance not telling me anything. Once it reaches down here, that's where I would have confluence in case other things happen with altcoins, so that I would want to go all into alts if it comes down here. That would be really good. Or especially if it comes all the way down here, then of course. But nothing really, it doesn't really tell me anything right now. Then BTC dominance is just the inverse of the altcoin dominance. So obviously it's in no man's land, doesn't really tell me anything. Now let's look at the dollar. So crypto should go up if the dollar rejects from here. The dollar looks strong as hell. It had this tiny rejection and then shot all the way back up. So looking really strong. I do not see the basically capitulation or whatever. Not the capitulation, but I don't see the rejection that I was wanting from the dollar in order to have Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies move up. So I do think that we will see continuation to the upside. However, look at the dollar. Look at the, it does look a little bit overextended. So I would not be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback, at least a slight pullback from here, you know? And if this could pull back a little bit, then maybe we could get a pullback. I mean, maybe we could get a jump on crypto, although it did have a pullback right here a few days ago, and crypto also crashed. So this crashed and crypto crashed. Not good for the crypto markets. So fingers crossed it could crash again, and then crypto will actually move up when that happens. You don't know until you know. Let's look at Bitcoin on the big chart right here. What do we got here? Well, we got this right here. If you connect this top to this bottom, to this bottom, to this bottom, to this bottom, we are very close to this very big support area right around 33,000. It already hit 33,333, 33,500 on the other charts, but on Brave New Coin it didn't. So maybe that's why we're getting a little bit of a bounce right now, because it's already up. Oh wait, no. It's at 33,000 right now, and it was at 33,333 when we began. So it's actually still going down a little bit. But regardless, it's coming into this really big support level right there. Not only diagonal, but more importantly, horizontal. This is the very bottom. And then let's see if this correlates to right here. I mean, on the weekly, not so much. On the daily, this looks like the level on the daily. So basically, this level, the best level to get in is where the green box is for sure. Best level is where the green box is, between $29,000 and $31,000 totally. Although I'm still saying if it comes down to 26, I'm freaking going in heavy. So we got that. We got the BLX. The regular Bitcoin chart will be a lot more conclusive, or just give a lot more data. So let's look at, I don't even look at others anymore. All right. Bitcoin chart. What do we got here? We have the break of the gigantic bear flag downward. So let's see. 1 second here. Forget this from top to bottom. What does that put us at? That's a little scary. Puts us literally directly at the yearly open and close at 14,000, which is like the ultimate. Ah, that is so terrifying. Oh my God. But I don't care, because I already made up my mind that if we hit 26K, I'm selling everything and going in as with everything I got. We could go down to 20K after that. I don't care, because 26K double, I could it's going to be $1 million within 4 years, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but I think that Bitcoin will be, what am I saying? $1 million. I think Bitcoin will be $220,000 in about 4 years. So if I could get at 26 is what I've been saying, then I got to do it. Also, 26 between 25 and 26, or I guess 23 and 26, is the 200 weekly moving average and 200 weekly exponential moving average. These are huge support levels, right? Especially the 200 weekly moving average, the regular one, not the exponential, but the regular. But like, look down here, this is where it bounced from, the 200 weekly moving average, okay? Back in 18. What about back in the Corona crash during March? 200 weekly moving average. It actually wicked all the way down to the 300 weekly moving average, but I just don't see the 300 weekly moving average so happening. I see the 200. So 200 is where I would, like, if I have any cash left by the time it reaches 200, I'll be in at 200. That's where I would really want to go in. And right now it's at about 22,000, but I'm sure it'll come up and it'll be 23, 24, maybe 24,000 by the time it reaches there. And 26,000 is a little bit above it, so I have some wiggle room. That's fine with me. Anyway, let's get back to this. So if I'm looking at all right, I could delete this actually. Delete that. So the thing that is a little bit concerning is that this was the range low, this was range high, and it did break below the range low. Not very good. And so this ideally 30,000, 29,800, 29,800 to 28,000. Yeah, basically 29,800 to 28,900. So $1,000 is the next really good buy zone. So all of the stuff that I'm buying now, I plan on selling in increments on the way up, and then buying it all back right here at around $29,510. If we go down to the daily chart, you could see that I had this diagonal right here for the bounce, and we broke below it, retested it once, twice, almost 3 times before this giant crash. And we're on 5 days, 5 red days. I switched the colors to make it more psychologically easy on me, but like, we're at 5 red days and Bitcoin is down, 17%, 18%. That's quite substantial. It just really does seem like we should get a small bounce here, followed by potentially down to the 31,000 region, then 30,000 region, 29,000 region. This entire region down here, all of this, is there's a lot of support down in this entire region. So, yeah, that's where I would really want to start longing, like and possibly longing for longer trades in case we get a reversal from there, just in case. But then again, this is crypto and you never know what can happen. So maybe this floor, I doubt that this floor will be so liquid to the point, so illiquid to the point where it just crashes right through it. The price just crashes right through it. But like, that is a possibility. But like, I'm really thinking that it's going to bounce off of this floor and then jump up, and then like that's going to be an easy trade. I just think that that's going to be an easy trade, and then it'll fall back down. But right now, it's definitely fallen quite substantially. How far was this one? This one was 23%. Yeah, and so I mean, it could potentially fall more, but I don't know, I just like where it is right now to start stacking in. So that's what I'm doing. If we go down to even further down, oh, this was cool. So I guess I did. Actually, I put this arrow here. Oh, the other thing is that this is basically a liquidity zone down here, because especially like right there is a liquidity zone, because people probably bought at the bottom of this wick and then had their stop losses right below this wick. So their stops probably got, bought up. Anyway, that's Bitcoin. Summary for Bitcoin is I'm buying now and I'm stacking orders in down. I plan on selling on the way up and then rebuying lower for my trading account. And for my investment account, I put like 5% of it into Bitcoin, and I'll probably just hold on to it for the most part and not really touch it too much. Okay, I think we could move on to Ethereum at this point. Let's look at Ethereum. It's currently $2,400 in my longing area. Like I said, I am stacking orders in. I started stacking in right around $2,380, $2,380. I don't know why I said it like that. And I have orders literally going all the way down. So if it bounces up from here and I end up selling, at $2,500 or $2,550, $2,560, and I don't really make that much, that's fine, because that's basically my strategy right now. I would much rather go much heavier on short positions. If, for instance, it came all the way back up here, that would be a great short. So let me actually do that and put this like this. There you go. So that looks pretty good to me. And let's go to the weekly first, because we got to start off on the weekly, of course. And yeah. Oh, so this is what I was saying. I'll share with you what I just said in my TikTok. So pretty much, if you invert the scale, you right click it and you click invert, you could make it look in a way that will change your bias. So right now, if you look at this, the way that this is, and I guess if you change this to red and you change this to green, doesn't this look like it's going up and it's hitting the resistance? And you should probably sell here and probably sell all up in this area, because there's a higher probability chance of it falling from this area after it did this really, really basically parabolic run up to this area, to the resistance, right? It looks like it's much more likely to fall. Okay. Well, obviously this is the inverted chart. So what that means is that it looks like it's much more obvious that it's going to go up. So if we turn this back to green, okay, turn this back to red, and then we put the chart back to the regular way that it is, not inverted. Now it's like, oh, this could potentially be the bottom. So this is actually a great area to long, and then, have it go up. So that's a little trick that I use. I've already mentioned that I switched the colors to green, and so pretty much because I want to definitely short when it goes up. So that's why I have it red, because I'm like, oh shoot, I need to be careful as it goes up, right? But I also want it to be more prone to buying when it goes down, and green really helps me do that. So nice psychological trick for you. So yeah, Ethereum's super easy. I'm buying in this area. I'm buying down to here. I'm going to think that there's going to be a bounce. up to maybe 25, 2600, maybe not even there, but eventually, you know, I do think that it will come back down, and then we'll figure out from there. But this is basically my game plan for Ethereum. Something, you know, something along the lines of this. One other thing I want to add is that if Ethereum does get a bounce to this from you know, around here, and it comes up to around 2,700, I definitely want to be shorting not Ethereum but other altcoins based off of Ethereum, you know, being at such a big resistance at around 2,700. That's a huge resistance for Ethereum. So I definitely want to short altcoins, stuff like the FTM ecosystem, or maybe Solana. The coins that don't really seem to be doing very well, possibly Cardano, although I just stay away from Cardano since I lost so much money on it. So yeah, that's just another thing that I'm doing. Now let's go to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, and this one is not good at all, and this one is actually very bad for the cryptocurrency markets, because cryptocurrency altcoins run on Ethereum, and Ethereum looks like absolute crap right now. So looking at this Ethereum Bitcoin chart, it actually makes me very, very, very bearish. So, I mean, let's look at the monthly. On the monthly, you can see that we had the monthly top here and monthly top here. Basically, the monthly top was right around here, and we tried getting above it and closed, had huge wick, tried getting above it, had another huge wick. These huge wicks, to me personally, are not good. It's fine if we have a huge wick and then a candle close above it, but honestly, the fact that we had two huge wicks in a row does not make me like this, especially considering that it's after a big run up on the monthly chart. We still have 22 days in this month, so no one knows what will happen, but that's not a good candle at all. Okay, now let's look at the weekly. So on the weekly, we, you know, had this huge run up in March, and then all of April, we've just sort of been, you know, coming back down. I was really hoping to get all out right there. Never happened. Very, very, very disappointing. But well, actually, I still got out, but like, I don't know, it would have been way better if this actually went off. Regardless, though, we're at the monthly close. We're just there. Bring it down to the daily. You know, on the daily, we're close to the 200 EMA, which is nice. But honestly, just looking at this, we have this. I could see if it comes down there. Yeah, if it comes down into this zone, this would be a great buying opportunity right around here. So this would be the first buying opportunity for sure. Other than that, I would have to. I would buy here, sell up, sell just a little bit. As it pumps up just a little bit, and then I would try to buy back in lower. But once it, you know, if this comes further down, it's not going to be good for the market. If we look at the ETH BTC chart on the longer time frame, you can see that we are in these, you know, this two zones right here. This one big ascending wedge, I guess, and then this other, I don't know what you would call this. It's sort of a bull flag, if we're being honest, but it's pretty difficult to think that we would jump up from here. I mean, I would sort of expect it to come down and possibly crash down back in this zone. You never know. If it's a really, really bad bear market, it could totally do that, and then everything would just crush and get dominated, like 99% falls, you know, in alts and stuff, if this were to happen. So we'll have to wait and see. Although the thing that I do know, though, is that if it comes down to this line, great buying opportunity. If it comes down to this line, another great buying opportunity. And if it comes up to here, definitely a great selling opportunity. Now I am looking at other coins. So first I'm looking at the DeFi Perp. Fell below this major support down here, and it's not looking good. Also, I am pretty sure that the US came out saying that they don't like DeFi, and they want to ban it and stuff like that. So that makes me pretty darn bearish on DeFi. So what I would like to do is basically, I can't short it right now because it's closer to the resistance, but if it comes back up here, sorry, if it comes back up here, I could short it, and I guess I could add to my short if it reaches this level as well. These are two good areas to short in my opinion. However, I don't know if I would actually be shorting the DeFi index. I would probably short other coins that I don't really like. So yeah, I'll be shorting coins on the DeFi if it comes back up here. Now let's move on to Quant Network. Super sad because I bought a bunch of quants and then I had to sell it. It's at $80 right now. The infamous $86 buy. And now it's all the way back down to 80. Luckily I sold here and here and here and here and stuff. But like, man, should have done it with the whole bag instead of half the bag, because now my half of the bag is, down drastically. And it's really difficult to say what to do with Quant Network right now, because obviously major supports that's at it, but it's just not really respecting it very well. I think I'm just gonna continue to hold half of my quant, and then if it falls down to $43, then I'll buy back the quant that I'm holding. I mean the quant that I have in USDT. Tough one to say. That's another 40%. That's pretty darn low. But yeah, I think 46 is a pretty decent spot to start accumulating more quants. So that's what I'll do. Let's look at Quant BTC. Maybe that could give a different story. Okay. So the Bitcoin chart against Quant is actually at a very good level right now. It's at the support. So maybe right now buying some Quant isn't a bad idea. If Ethereum goes up, Quant's probably going to go up. If Ethereum and Bitcoin go up. So could be a good idea. All I could tell you is what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is I already have half of my Quant that I bought back in at around 90, or yeah, I think it was like $90-ish, $92. Some of them at $86. But yeah, I think I'm just going to hold on to that and, wait. If Quant against Bitcoin falls down here, then I'll definitely want to be buying some Quant Network and stacking in all down in this area. Okay, so next up we have Cardano, everyone's favorite, and it was really difficult for me to really find anything except for pretty much this huge resistance right here and this support resistance diagonal right here. So this is on the weekly, right? And even 44 cents isn't really the next support. This is really the next major support. So probably getting in at 40 cents would be not a terrible idea. And then look at the daily. You could see that this was pretty big support, resistance, a little fake out, and then a bunch of consolidation right around it before falling down. So this might be a good line to short. I don't know. I just had so much terrible luck with Cardano because I shorted it right here. No, $1. I shorted it right here, and that was fine because it was actually really good, because it went all the way down here, and I just remained in my short. And I said, if it comes back up to $1, I'm going to actually add to my short. So it came back up to $1. I added to my short. And then I got wicked out or stopped out and lost a lot of money on it. And then obviously it came back down, and now it's all the way back down again. Very, very terrible. But you never know what could happen in crypto. Could have just kept on going up, and I could have lost a lot more. So I don't really like Cardano because I didn't trade it well, and I don't really want to trade it again. I think if it comes down to basically 40 cents, between 40 cents and 30 cents, that's a pretty good buy. So next major support between 30 and 40 cents. And so, if it comes down there, I'll probably buy a little. Looking at Cardano against Bitcoin, the two areas that I really want to long are down here at the 78.6 because that lines up with this previous resistance and support level and this support as well, and the 88. So I'll buy here for a trade, and then if it pops up, I'll sell, and then if it comes back down, I will buy enough for a longer term position down here, and I'll probably start, averaging in down in this zone. I'm looking now at Solana, and for Solana, if it comes up here, I'm definitely going to want to sell it. But what I'm doing right now is I am in a short position, and if it happens to come down to 63 cents, that's where I will probably close out my entire short position and start adding in my longs down to about $55. I actually posted it on Twitter that's what I wanted to do. And hopefully we'll get a bounce from there. I'll be able to sell some and then buy the rest at $38 if it happens to fall down to $38, which would be not necessarily surprising given the the fact that Solana has failed essentially by getting shut down multiple times now. So I wouldn't, be putting too much into Solana. I do like the fact that it's backed by SAM, SBF. So I wouldn't put too much in, but if it does come down here, I could totally see it happening. When it comes to Solana against Bitcoin, plenty of room to go, plenty of room down to go. So obviously if it falls down to here, this is definitely a buy zone for me in Solana, and then I'll sell it probably right there. So let me just put that here. I'll just do this something like this. Yeah. And that would be pretty cool. And then I will buy it back, hopefully down here. And that would be the game plan. So maybe if I do this, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't know why I'm doing it like this, but pretty much, something like that. Oops, something like that. That's hopefully what I'm looking for when it comes to Solana against Bitcoin, and then obviously Solana against USDT. Oh man, did I do that? Did I put in a short position here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Please tell me I did this. I mean, I am in a short position. I am in my short. Look at this. I started shorting here. Yeah, I'm in my short. Oh, this is a weekly, so that doesn't really count. Does this it's the 30th? Did it come up? Yes. So perfect. I mean, obviously. So I am in my short position. I wish I'm only, I don't know, 20% of maybe 10% of what I wanted, because I really wanted it to come up to $97, $98, $99, and I would have put so much more in. But wins are win. So you got that. And like I said, if it comes back down to 60, 63, I'm a buyer for a trade, and $40 for a long-term investment. Okay, now we can move on to BNB. Pretty solid project. It's been doing really well so far. And this is definitely a major support where we're at right now. You could see on the weekly, had major support back here, lots of resistance, and also some support, and major support being bought up here, here, and here. So on the weekly, big time support. Then we go down to the daily, zoom out a little bit, and yeah, same thing. So we're in the support zone, and it's dropped 12% or so since the previous high, or since it, the last, really honestly, it's dropped more like 20%. So this isn't a terrible time to buy all in this zone, buying a little bit of BNB. Honestly, I'll probably buy a little bit of BNB for a 3-4% trade. I'll stack my orders in, and I will, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll stack my orders in like down to here, and then I'll just get the 3 or 5% whenever there's a bounce. So that's what I'll do for BNB. But first off, before I do anything, let me actually check the Bitcoin chart. So the Bitcoin chart for BNB is actually very different than the USD chart. BNB has outperformed Bitcoin drastically. Very wild stuff. How well BNB has done. BNB, it looks like if you bought BNB, if you bought BNB in 2017, you would have outperformed Bitcoin if you bought BNB in 2017 compared to buying Bitcoin in 2017 by 20,000. Can you believe that? 22,000%. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. So it's like, you would have bought BNB. It's like buy BNB. 28,000% gains. That's crazy. That's in just a few years. This is how people became ultra wealthy. This is how people made not just millions, but hundreds of millions, and some people billions of dollars, was through BNB. Absolutely crazy. Totally crazy. And to be honest, I don't even know what to make of this chart. All that I know is that, this is the range low. So, this is definitely the range low down here. It's actually a little bit lower. It's more like down here. So we got that, right? And we could even do this. And then I guess this is the range-ish high right here. Range high, boom, boom. It did basically come down here, jump up, back down here, jump up, back down here, jump up. So yeah, this is pretty much the range high. If we go down the daily though, let's look at it on daily. Zoom it like this. What does this look like? Looks like consolidation for quite a while. Move up. Ultimately it's doing better. It's doing good. So BNB would be a coin that I would be more prone to long than short, basically. And it's coming into a longing territory. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to, put on a small position in BNB and then take your profits really aggressively. But really, once it comes down to 265, that's going to be my main buy for sure. Looking at Dogecoin. For Dogecoin, I am in it right now with some money. If it comes down to 9 cents or 0.0988, that's when I'll probably buy a lot more to average my price in. And if it comes down to here on the Bitcoin chart, I'll be buying a big bag too. So that's 251 sats. But really, if it comes down to 111, that's where I want to get the most, like for sure. Definitely want to get a ton at 111. And I think that I do believe it could come down here. But I also think that it could do very, very, very good things with Elon Musk and Twitter and all of that. So that's Dogecoin. Wow. What am I doing? Wow, guys. I don't even know how many hours have just passed. It's all really a blur right now. But some crazy stuff just happened. I had to pause my video because there was so much going on and I needed to trade. So let me share with you what just happened. Okay, so firstly, Bitcoin dropped $7,000. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's the 2-day. Let me go to the daily. Bitcoin dropped 14%. It dropped $5,000 down to around $30,000, and I bought so much. So I started buying right here. You'll see it on if you see my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, or if you follow me on TikTok, you'll see that I started buying at 33 3333333, and then I bought at 33,000, then 32,500, then 32,000, then 31,500, then 31,000. And I had some more orders down here as well. I really want to stack my orders down all the way down to 28,000 really, and just stack them in. So I got a pretty hefty chunk in so far with the average buy-in price at around 32, I want to say. But if it comes down here, I'm going to buy a lot more. I'm going to more than double my position size. So it'll bring my position size down to around 30K. And so yeah, that just happened. Not only did this happen, but look at Luna. Oh my God. Luna dropped 37% today. Absolutely crazy. By the way, if Luna comes back up here, this is a mega short. This is such a good shorting opportunity right here. Because look at how this is. You know what this is? This is the way that I made a ton, and I mean a ton of money off of Link. Is I shorted it when it looked like this. There was this major support. Now this is major resistance. So I have a short bid in at around $58, and I'm gonna short it. And if it comes up even higher, I'm just gonna keep on shorting all the way up to. I think it will get rejected from the moving averages. So this is the 200-day moving average and 200-day exponential moving average. They're both right next to each other. They're both right on top of each other. So it's even better for the resistance. What I really would think, what I would hope happens is something like this. Like it just like does this, right? And then these guys curl back down. I'm talking about the moving averages. Curl back down, and then it pumps up to the moving averages. I guess that's not really a good thing, but whatever. It's like right over here. Pumps back up to the moving average, and then just absolutely slams down. That would be so epic if it did that. So yeah, this is definitely be a big short position. Probably gonna risk like 3, maybe even 5% on this. However, what I did was I shorted it from right here, like immediately, right? And I shorted it down to, I think, $46, took my profits for my shorts for Luna, and then TRX is doing another stablecoin thing. So I started shorting TRX down here, and I'm adding to my short for TRX all the way up to this level right around here. And I'm just going to keep on adding to my short position for Tron, because I think that Tron should go down in value as well if UST depegged and Luna is, everyone's hating on Luna. Everyone should be hating on Tron as well. And I ended up taking my profits for my FTM short. So I was in an FTM short from basically up here. This is about 30%. So that was really good. And I took my profits for that. I was also in a spell short. I'll see if I could get it up. That's what she said. I was in a spell short, and I took my profits just, I guess, 3 hours ago or something like that. So perfect. Yeah, I took my profits down here for my spell short, and I'll probably, yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to get into the short position. Also, I am in a Solana short, so I want to see if there's a good price, if the price jumps up where I can, enter more into my short position for Solana. I could see it right now, right here. Great. Yeah, this is definitely a good spot to short Solana. So I'm going to be adding to my short position right up here. This is going to be the deal. And hopefully we could get this down to 50, whatever it is. I think if I go like this, this was my short. $53 was where I was going to take my profits for my short, which makes some sense. So I guess I'll just keep my $53, and I will do this, and I will bring this down to right around here. $54, whatever, $54. And I'm just going to be adding into my short position if it comes back up to $78, $85, $89, and I'm just going to keep on adding to it. because I think that Solana will continue to have a lot of selling pressure. So I definitely want to continue to short any pops on Solana. And even Luna, like I said, pops back up here, big time short. I'll probably start stacking in shorts here, to be honest. Same thing for Tron. So those are the big three, the big shorts: Tron, Luna, and Solana. And you guys, I'm actually going to cut this off here because way too much stuff is happening right now and I have to manage way too many trades. So yeah, obviously what just happened in the market was totally crazy. I'm in a lot of long Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I am getting shorts into Tron and Luna and Solana and FTM. And yeah, it's too much right now. So I'm going to have to actually cut this off right here. I'll make another market update video really soon. But yeah, basically you got the gist of it. The gist of it is that I bought a ton of Bitcoin, a bunch of Ethereum, and very, very small amounts of altcoins. And I'm basically holding my Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I am waiting for Tron and Luna and FTM and some of the FTM ecosystem and Solana to pop back up to short even more. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off now. So keep on stacking those sats, keep on making those gains, and I'll see you in the next market update. Oh, and one more thing, in case I'm not completely clear, the longs that I'm in, I do plan on selling them pretty quickly, or I do plan on selling them as we get a bounce. Hopefully we will get a bounce, then I'll sell, and then I will try to buy back down when Bitcoin is lower, because I do think that Bitcoin will, breach the 30,000 mark, but I think that it's pretty big support right now. So that's why I'm in right now, but and fingers crossed, because it might not even bounce. But yeah, that's why I need to go, because you don't know. However, I do plan on getting out of my trades in small profits and then buying back in lower. So just want to say that. Now I can go, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.